Hey, Sasha and Bright, welcome to episode 14 of the 2024 season of You Call That Targeting! My gosh! So much to talk about. We're going to recap all the games from last week and talk about all the trash teams. And my goodness, guys, we are almost to rival week. Next week is Thanksgiving, and the weekend after that, that's when you have all the good rival games. So we're going to have a lot to talk about over the next few weeks. This week was kind of trash because a lot of teams play trash teams this week before the rival. But anyways, we got some games to pick. But let's start with an absolute recap of last week. Starting with LSU at Florida. Mike was the only one that picked Florida. And guess what? I would have probably picked Florida if I knew that DJ Lagway was playing. I thought they were going to be playing with their third-string quarterback who's nothing but pure nipples. But, yeah, Lagway, he's pretty dang good. I think Florida actually has a quarterback. And they beat LSU 27-16. Like I said, Mike was the only one that picked that one, right? And then we had Tulane at Navy. What has happened to Navy? My gosh! Ever since they got their tits blown back by Notre Dame, they cannot win a game. They lost to Tulane 35-0, like pure garbage. Next game was Clemson at Pitt, which was a great game. Clemson scored. Their quarterback ran for like a 50-yard touchdown to take the lead with just a little bit of time left. Pittsburgh couldn't score again. Clemson wins 24-20, and Mike and Earl picked that one. I picked Pittsburgh like an absolute stupid idiot. And then in our game of the week, Tennessee at Georgia. Wasn't even close. Georgia blew their nipples off, 31-17. Me and Earl picked that one correct. In the NFL game, my gosh, I love it. Buffalo beats Kansas City 30-21. Finally, somebody beat the stupid idiot Chiefs, and I picked Buffalo to win that, so I got those 2 points there. Speaking of points, let's go on and talk about some points. I have 49 points now. I gained 3 points this week. Earl is in second place now. Mike is such an absolute idiot because he's in last. Who would be behind Earl in points? Anyways, Earl has 45. He gained 3 points. Mike, like nothing but pure garbage, only gained 2 points. He's at 44. Iowa had a bye week, so we didn't raise any more money for the children's. And so, yeah. Anyways, let's give away some awards. Starting with my team of the week, I'm going to give it to the Tulane Green Wave. I know Navy's been playing like absolute booty cheeks in the last few games. But, man, I mean, to beat them 35-0, my gosh. Yeah, I could have gave it to Georgia for beating Tennessee, but I wanted somebody different. Let's give Tulane that award. I'll send them a gift basket. Now let's talk some trash teams, and we've already talked about them. The Navy Midshipmen. My gosh! I mean, they were undefeated. I was thinking the Navy and Army game was going to be absolutely insane because I thought, man, there's a chance that both of them could, play each other with maybe only like one loss and both of them be ranked or something crazy. And now Navy looks like nothing but pure garbage. But anyway, speaking of Army and Navy, they have released their jerseys for that game, and my gosh, both of them look incredible. I think I might would say Navy's looks a little better, but I will tell you this: I always cheer for the team that could benefit most from a win in that game, and I will be cheering for Army. I hope Army only has one loss going into that game, and that's to Notre Dame this week. But other than that, I hope they win every other game. And maybe even make the playoff. Who knows how that's going to shape up. But anyways, let's talk some more trash. Louisville. My goodness. They were ranked, and they lost to Stanford. Stanford's been nothing but pure garbage lately. And they lose to Stanford 38-35. Nothing but pure garbage. Kansas State's my next team. My goodness, they can't make up their mind. They're the most inconsistent team. One week they look like a good, decent top 25 team that you wouldn't want to play them on the road. And then they lose. And they lost to Arizona State like nothing but pure garbage, 24-14. Next trash team is the Tennessee Volunteers. I know you played Georgia. I know you played at Georgia, but Georgia hasn't been the same. And to lose 31-17 and look like pure garbage, what a joke. So I threw Tennessee in my trash teams. Welcome back, Kent State. My goodness, they lost again to Miami, Ohio, 34-7. That makes Kent State 0-10. My goodness, they're on Florida State's level of nothing but pure garbage. Next trash team, LSU. My gosh, I have to give it to LSU because you lost to Florida. I mean, my goodness, how embarrassing. LSU's lost like 3 games in a row. Nothing but pure garbage. They lost 27-16. But now, it's time for my absolute trash team of the week. My absolute trash team of the week goes to BYU. My gosh. I mean, I knew they had them in the top 10, and I knew it was a joke. And this tells you why it's a joke. Because they were ranked like 6th or something like that, playing at home against Kansas, who's nothing but pure garbage. And I farted when I just said nothing because I strained so hard. But you couldn't hear it. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, they were ranked 6th or something like that. And Kansas, nothing but pure trash. And BYU was only favored 2.5 points. That tells you there that they're nothing but pure garbage. And guess what? Kansas beat them. They beat them 17-13. BYU sucks nipples. I knew they would suck nipples because they're just one of those teams that you're just lucky to be in the top 10. Just because you hadn't lost, but you look like garbage all year squeaking by games. We all know BYU can't compete with the big boys. If they played Florida's schedule, they probably would have like 2 wins this year. Nothing but pure garbage. Anyways, so they're my absolute trash team of the week. But now, Mike is telling me that we have a sponsor for this week, so let's listen up.
Hey guys, it's me, Saucy Denbright's stepson. I'm very excited to announce that I have partnered with Truck Burns, and they were gracious enough to give me the opportunity to create my own custom truck burns. I had no clue as to what to choose, so I went to the wisest man I know, my great-grandpa, Grandpa Frank.
Oh my
After a
gosh.
tall glass of milk and a round of checkers, he helped me design the Truck Burn 2.0, which has enhanced double adhesive technology for better sticking and top-of-the-line aerodynamic wind resistance. It has been tested at the National Full-Scale Aerodynamic Complex, the NFAC, at NASA's Research Center in California. This new design also comes with a 3-foot bristled pad we call the Burn Brush, stainless steel and rust resistant with built-in LED light. After a long drive, this brush will smooth out the truck burns, which are made completely out of chinchilla fur imported from South America. Get yours for $9,436 or 87 payments of $103.44. Interest rates don't apply. Truck burns are subject to repossession. Order now on truckburns.com. And to celebrate this new partnership, my dad, Saucy Denbright, is footing the bill for the very first customer to call into the show. Phone lines are open now.
That's a bunch of bull crap. My gosh. I mean, what a trash. Oh my gosh. I guess I better answer it. You're on with Sasha Denbright.
Hi, Saucy, it's Skid Mark Haynes.
Oh, my gosh.
I guess I'm the first caller, so I guess I get me a new shiny pair of truck burns.
I mean, you're going to have to take that up with my stepson, Skid Mark, because I didn't agree to this. There's no paperwork. There's no contract. I'm not paying. What was it, like $9,000? I'm not paying that.
Well, I mean, that's what, I want it fair and square. I was the first caller, so, I better get my pair of truck burns.
Look, you're probably not getting a pair of truck burns. Just hang up the phone. My gosh. Nothing but pure garbage. This is why I hate my stepson. He's nothing but pure trash. My gosh. Let's just go to flipping questions. garbage. First question is from Let It Dangle. It says, Sasha, will you be watching March Madness this year? And will there be any podcast coverage? I will watch March Madness. Definitely. I love March Madness. I love definitely when it starts getting down to like the Sweet 16. That's the only time I really watch any basketball, is March Madness. Will I do a podcast? There's a chance that maybe, when it gets to the Elite Eight or something, we'll do some podcasts, or something, or the Final Four, or I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see how busy my life is. But yeah, I do love some March Madness. Next question is from Eugene Pubert. Eugene Pubert. What a name. It says, Sasha, if you could be a serial killer, what would be your calling card? I would be the gummy bear ghost, and each victim would have a certain colored gummy bear in their mouth, and the color would determine what color clothes the next victim would have. Hee hee. Anyways, I hope you're wearing blue next week. What in the garbage? Man, that's so weird. But I mean, I would probably be the pinky toe psycho. And what I would do is when I would take care of my victims, I would slash their pinky toes off. And really, depending on who it is, I might slash their pinky toes off while they're still alive. And then I would take their severed pinky toes, stuff them in their nostrils. So when you found their, their lifeless corpse, they would have pinky toes stuffed in their nose. So, the pinky toe psycho would be, put that on a t-shirt. And last question is from the Dragon. He says, Skid Mart? Psh, more like Skid Sucked. Can't believe you're a part of that song and didn't give me a shot to track drums or guest drum. Psh, Earl can suck it. Hashtag Earl and Sasha sucks. Well, you got the Earl part right, because he's nothing but pure garbage. And what he's talking about is the Skid Martins, who just called in like a nothing but piece of garbage. He is coming out with a song that I helped him write. And we got Earl to drum on it, and this guy, the Dragon's all jealous because we didn't contact him to drum. But my goodness, you can't beat Earl. Earl's one of the greatest drummers of all time. And so we had to have him on the song. So there's no sense in being a jealous idiot. How about you just get better at drums and we'll get you to drum. But anyways, what a piece of garbage. But it's time to move on. Well, this is normally when we move on to the NASCAR segment, but we don't have that now. So I guess we'll just move on to the NFL pick. So what do you got, Mike?
Well, I got the Ravens at Chargers. The point spread was really close on this game, and I don't know if we've picked a game with the Chargers in it. So, that's what we're going to do. I really like the Ravens. They are inconsistent, but I'm going to pick them in this game.
I'm probably going to agree with you. This is a team that shouldn't lose the amount of games that they've lost. With Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, they should win more games. I think they have enough talent on that offense to get the job done on the road.
Well, guys, the Ravens they're playing teeter-totter football right now. They're just up and down and up and down. And hey, Billy, get off because you're too fat. And when you're too fat, I can't go back down because of gravity. But yeah, they're playing that kind of football, and I just don't like it. And the Chargers are at home, and I'll pick the Chargers.
All right, we are going to make our college football picks. All right, guys, Earl is live at the Little Bar in Columbus, Ohio for a game of the week. Undefeated Indiana going up against number 2 Ohio State that has the one loss to Oregon, which is the number 1 team in the nation. So, should be a good game, or I'm hoping. The point spread is favoring Ohio State pretty hard in this game, but I hope Indiana makes it a great game. But let's first pick our other games, starting with Army versus my precious Notre Dame. Army is undefeated right now. They're playing a lot better than Navy because Navy is playing like pure nipples. And this game is at Yankee Stadium, so that should be pretty interesting. But you know who I'm picking. I'm going with the Fighting Irish.
Well, normally I would disagree with you on Notre Dame picks, but I'm going with Notre Dame. They're playing really good football right now. Ever since that loss, like in the second week of the season, they are really beating down some teams, and they're beating some good teams. And I think Army could do a lot like Navy and come into that game undefeated and look like a bad team. So Notre Dame could derail their season as well.
Well, guys, I mean, I've had great success picking Notre Dame, and yeah, I'm gonna agree with y'all. I think Army comes into this game and they're trying to run that offense, and I think they're gonna turn the ball over 2 or 3 or 4 times. And I think Notre Dame's just playing really good football right now. So I think the undefeated season comes to an end.
Wow, I'm actually shocked all you guys picked Notre Dame. I can appreciate that. So, yeah. Next game, we have Illinois at Rutgers. Illinois sucks nipples. I mean, we all know that. They're just barely hanging on by a nipple here in that top 25. Rutgers is not great either. I think this point spread is like Illinois favor like 3.5 or something like that. So I just figured we'd throw it on because it's supposed to be a close game. I'm going to pick Illinois, even though my gut wants to say Rutgers, but I'll go with Illinois.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Rutgers just because they're at home, and Illinois has been pretty up and down this year.
Guys, I've said it all year. Illinois' coach is fat, and he's physical, and he teaches that team to be physical and get in the trenches and really rough them up and all that good stuff, and I'm going to pick Illinois.
Next game is that trash team BYU we talked about. How, my goodness. I mean, they shouldn't have even been ranked as high as they were. Nothing but pure garbage. They play Arizona State this week. And, I mean, I think after they lost their undefeated season, I think they get their absolute nipples slapped around by Arizona State.
I'm going to agree. I think this is a nipple slapper game for BYU. I think Arizona State's playing great football right now. I think BYU is going to be crushed after that loss and their undefeated season's down the toilet. I think Arizona State is going to hand it to them.
What? Both garbage picks. You think Arizona State's going to... I know BYU just lost to Kansas, but I think... Y'all think it's going to... You think it's going to make them go out there and oh, boo-hoo, we lost our undefeated season. I think they're going to get fired up. I think those white kids are going to go play some football, guys. And I think they're going to beat Arizona State. I think they're going to say, you know what, we still got a lot to play for, and we can still make this college football playoff, right? They're gonna get out there and they're gonna beat Arizona State. It might not be by a lot, but they will beat them.
Next game, Colorado at Kansas. I mean, we just talked about Kansas just beat BYU. And this game, the spread's pretty close. I forgot what it was. I didn't write it down. But Colorado's not favored by a whole lot. But Colorado's playing good football, even though I get so sick of them being just overrated garbage, man. I mean, ESPN still talks about them like they're the greatest football team to ever exist. Calm down. All right, calm down. You guys wouldn't last a day in the SEC. Just garbage. But anyways, I think Kansas wins. I mean, Kansas is riding high right now. I think Colorado's nothing but pure garbage. Give me Kansas.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you there. I know I get tired of hearing about Colorado too, but I think they are really good this year. And so yeah, I'm going to pick Colorado.
Travis Hunter this and Travis Hunter that. Man, it's just you turn on the television and man, it just gets them on nerves. They're like, oh, Travis Hunter, look how he plays defense and offense, and he's the greatest thing ever. And it gets old, guys. It really does. But I have to go with Colorado. They're playing good.
All right, right, guys, it's time to pick the game of the week. Indiana at Ohio State. I really want Indiana to win this game. I'm just going to let you guys know that. I'm not an Indiana fan by any stretch of the imagination. Whatever that saying means. But I like to see these teams that, they have no business being undefeated right now, and they're undefeated. And this is really the last, true test for them, right? Can they beat Ohio State? I want to see them do it, but I got to think about my point situation. We're here towards the end of the season, and I got to go with Ohio State.
Yeah, I got to go with Ohio State. I mean, I'm with you. I would love to see Indiana, make this a close game and or win, but I don't see them doing it. I got to go with Ohio State.
Guys, I'm pretty sure I would be stabbed to death here in Columbus, Ohio, if I picked Indiana, and I'm not going to. I'm going to pick Ohio State to win this game. I don't think Indiana stands a chance. I'll cut my big toe off if Indiana wins this game. That's how confident I am in Ohio State taking this game, and I have to think about my point situation too, because guys, I don't want to finish last. I don't care to win. I just don't want to finish last. And yeah, I mean, I got a good chance, and we only got a few weeks left when we're counting points and stuff. And I guess we're gonna stop counting points after the Army-Navy game in a few weeks. And yeah, I can't afford that. So I got to go with not only my gut, but I have to go with what's on paper. And I just think Ohio State wins this game.
All right, so we're all picking Ohio State. Nobody wants to take the risk right now to pick the upset. But I will be cheering for Indiana to pull that upset. Thank you guys for listening to episode 14 of You Call That Targeting. And looking forward to next week when we recap these games. So you guys have a good one.